What's going on? How's everybody today? This is Dan, Emperur for the Gamers Archive, here bringing you a video a little bit out of character from what we've been doing so far. This is not one of those podcasts where we're going to review games. There's no episode for this. This is just a video. It's going to be based around the 2016 League of Legends World Championship. The group stages, as many of you probably know, were drawn today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, and there was a lot of good stuff coming through out of the group draws. If you missed it, don't worry, we got you covered. Coming in for Group A will be the LCKs, Rocks Tigers, Europe's G2 Esports, North America's Counter Logic Gaming, and Albus Nox Luna for the International Wildcard. In Group B was the LMS's Flash Wolves, SK Telecom T1, iMay, and Cloud9. In Group C, China's EDG, LMS AHQ, Europe's H2K, and the International Wildcard INTZ Esports. And for Group D, North America's Team Solo Mid, Royal Never Give Up from China, Samsung from LCK, and Splice from Europe. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to break down each group, A, B, C, then D, and we're going to talk about who I think is going to progress. I'm no expert, although I did predict SK Telecom winning Worlds last year, as I'm sure 90% of us did also. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the teams here that'll be in Group A. That'll be Counter Logic Gaming, Albus Nox Luna, G2 Esports, and the Rocks Tigers. Alright, we're going to go through. I'm just going to take a team right off the bat, and then I'll talk about why I'm taking another team off to see which two teams will be going. I am taking Albus Nox Luna out. I don't see them doing too well, especially in this group with Rocks, G2, and CLG. It's a very tough road for the International Wildcard. I just don't think it's going to happen. Alright, I do have the Rocks Tigers, who will be taking first place in Group A. So it comes down to whether it's going to be G2 Esports joining them or if it'll be CLG. Now, it's really hard to compare these two teams unless you talk about MSI, because it's the only time that both of these teams were on the international stage at the same time. And we all know what happened with G2, the G2 vacation and whatnot. CLG actually performed very well, making it to the finals to play SK Telecom. I do think on an international stage, G2 does have a lot to prove, but I don't think they're going to be able to get past CLG or the Rocks Tigers for that matter, making it in. So I do have the Rocks Tigers and CLG who will be making out of Group A. Group B, another one is going to be very interesting as well. We have Cloud9, the Flash Wolves, iMay, and SK Telecom T1. If I'm taking one out right away, I'm taking away the Flash Wolves. Now, they did have a tremendous year, and I think they had a great year last year as well, making it all the way to the semifinals before being dropped in 5th game by Origin. I just don't think in a group with SK Telecom and Cloud9 in it that it's going to be easy to even climb out from 4th place. Now, I kind of just gave my hint away here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it away. I'm going to have iMay dropping out of it. I'm going to have Cloud9 winning that by a tiebreaker. It's going to come down to Cloud9 and iMay. Cloud9 has looked very good as of late. Impact, Meteos, Jensen, Sneaky, and Smoothie have all seemed to kind of find their rhythm. Reaper has brought out the best in the team towards the end of the split. So I do have Cloud9 and SK Telecom T1 making it out of the group stage. We're going to go to Group C. Sorry about the slide to D. But it is going to be H2K, EDG, AHQ Esports Club, and INTZ Esports. Sorry, but I'm taking away INTZ. But a lot of people are probably going to hate it. The hashtag INTZ win will not become a reality. I mean, let's face it. International wildcards do not do particularly well in these group stages, although they did going to be hard to decide between if it's going to be H2K or AHQ. I do not think that H2K is going to be affected by the international wildcard curse. A lot of you, many remember that, where Kaboom Esports took out Alliance, which was able to allow Cloud9 to make it to the semifinals. But with that being said, I have AHQ going to be dropping out of it. I do think H2K will make it out. I feel like they have a more solid lineup. Yankos has been playing tremendous as of late. Vander has really been stepping up his game. Ryu has always been very good. Forgiven, going to be the first time on the international stage for the World Championship. I think he is going to play very well, and it'll be just enough to out-edge AHQ. So I have EDG and H2K, who will be the two teams representing Group C. And coming in for Group D, which I actually feel that this is the group of death. At least is my own personal thought of it, because you have four very good teams. And it's going to be tough to tell who's going to be the two teams to make it out of it. But we have Team Solo Mid, Royal Never Give Up, Splice, and Samsung. We're going to go ahead and taking one right away. I am going to take away Splice. I do not think that they're going to make it. Whether they finish third or fourth is a complete toss-up. You know, this is a team who went through spring, having to go through the promotion tournament and able to make it to Worlds this year. As a whole, I don't think Europe was a very strong region. Outside the top two teams, you know, you got to think of the top teams that are normally their origin performed very badly. Fnatic got completely stomped through playoffs. You know, it was Splice making it all the way to the finals. I don't think that was really too much of a surprise, considering that Europe was a very weak region. But I just don't have them coming out of the group here. Now it's going to be tough between... I have RNG actually winning this, so they'll be the first team representing Group D. Team Solo Mid versus Samsung. You know, you really got to think of the momentum coming in on this. Samsung was kind of the quote miracle run, as Doa said, just toppling over KT Rolster. Nobody thought that was going to happen. As far as the side of TSM, I think everybody was almost certain TSM was going to represent Worlds. I mean, every year that they've been in North America, they've represented North America at the World Championship. So everyone kind of expected that. And for the matter of momentum, I am taking TSM off. I say they will finish third. I think it will be a tiebreaker game. Or, you know, if the group stage plays out the same way, where it'll be like, it'll be the team's sixth game. It'll be Samsung, the one that takes it, or TSM takes the game that makes it a tiebreaker, and then Samsung will be the winner of that tiebreaker game to be the second team to come out of Group D. Now, how we have things set up is if they stick with the bracket stage seeding that they used to, A1 versus B2, C1 versus D2, A2 versus B1, and C2 versus D1, then this is how my predictions would look in the bracket stage. Now, if it's a different system this year, then these are going to be completely wrong. But hopefully, you know, I still have the same ending as I would have. But just in case that's the way it's going to go, we're going to go ahead and continue with it. The first quarterfinal game would be the Rocks Tigers versus Cloud9. Cloud9, you know, probably some bumps and bruises on the way out of the group stage. Obviously, a very difficult. Any group's difficult when you got SK Telecom in there. But I do not see Cloud9 making it out of quarterfinals. I do think Rocks Tigers are just way too good. Impact's going to be, you know, a key component. I think him going against Smeb would be absolutely incredible. It's going to be great to watch. But I just think that as a whole, Rocks Tigers will be able to take it, and I am going to say 3-0. Alright, the second quarterfinal game would be EDG versus the Miracle Run Samsung. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and mark it out that Samsung will get deleted in a 3-0. I think Def's going to go absolutely ham. He's just going to be completely unstoppable. I look at EDG rather, taking out Samsung 3-0. The matchup I was really hoping would end up happening: North America's Counterlogic Gaming versus Korea's SK Telecom T1. The rematch of MSI Finals, CLG took a game off of SKT at MSI, and North America was instantly thinking, hey, we're meeting in the finals, we have a shot to win this. And SKT just completely face rolled CLG. Now, will history repeat itself? I definitely think so. SK Telecom, I think, will win 3 games very handily over CLG, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, and not only will CLG be the only team to take a game off of SK Telecom from North America, they'll be the only North American team to take 2 games off of SK Telecom. I will have SKT winning this series 3-1, CLG getting eliminated, but still holding their head up very high, making it out of group stage after last year's complete embarrassment, falling apart. In our 4th quarterfinal game, I have H2K versus Royal Never Give Up. Forgiven, it's kind of a Cinderella thing for him, his very first Worlds appearance, after being such an icon in Europe. Going on against Royal Never Give Up, who looked strong at MSI until they lose to SK Telecom. I do not have H2K getting out of this. I do have it a 3-0 for RNG. I just think RNG is just going to jump out to too much of a lead. Jankos is not going to be able to be in all 3 lanes at once. I do believe all laners are superior on the side of Royal, so that will be the downfall of the team, because Jankos will not be able to carry. So I have RNG 3-0. Which will take us to our first semifinal game between the Rocks Tigers and EDG. So this is kind of one of those dream matches that's really finals worthy. Rocks Tigers coming in first place in the LCK, and then EDG in first place in the LPL. I think that this will go 5 games. I think it's going to be 5 very exciting games. And in the end, it's going to be the Rocks Tigers 3-2 over EDG. And for the second semifinal game, it's going to be another rematch from MSI. SK Telecom T1 versus Royal Never Give Up. I think that this is going to go 5 games as well. I think a lot of people would undersell Royal in this matchup, coming to the history of SK Telecom. Every time that they've been to the World Championship, they have won it. Season 3 and Season 5. The only team to do it 2 years. Will they be able to make it to the finals? I think they will. In a 3-2, with not Faker being the one to carry the game, I think Bang is going to do some serious work. Same as Blank and Duke as well. But I will say Bang will probably carry at least 2 of those wins. Which sets us up to the finals. A rematch of the Season 5 World Championship. SK Telecom T1 versus the Rocks Tigers. Now, a lot of these have been really Cinderella-like games, between Rocks Tigers, EDG, SK Telecom, RNG. So it'd be kind of like a Korea versus Europe semifinal and final, which, I don't really see that that's too far-fetched. Obviously China and Korea are very superior when it comes to League of Legends. I do have this game going 5. Now, remember last year, SK Telecom won it in 4, 3-1. Will the Rocks Tigers actually get revenge on SK Telecom, or will SKT make it not only their 3rd year, but their back-to-back year? The winner I have for this, that's right, it is INTZ Esports coming in Game 5. They'll sneak in, backdoor the Nexus. INTZ becomes the first international wildcard team to make it to the World Finals and to win the championship. No, I'm just kidding, but that would be really cool to have happen. But I have the Rocks Tigers winning it in 5 games. SK Telecom is going to put up a hell of a fight. And they're going to be 5 very memorable games, very nail-biting worthy games. but I do see the Rocks Tigers kind of completing their revenge run, and we'll take on SK Telecom 3-2. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. If you have any feedback or any questions whatsoever, you can go ahead and shoot us an email at thegamersarchivepodcast@gmail.com. You can go ahead and follow us on Twitter if you'd like at our new handle, GamersArchiveNA. We thank you, everybody, for checking us out, and we hope that everybody has a terrific day.